Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna go over my NBA 2K20 MyTeam wishlist. I'm essentially just gonna go through each screen and talk about each thing on each menu item. So we'll start with the home page, and the first thing that comes up is daily trials. For daily trials, I don't like how low the MT is. Like, sometimes you have to get, like, a quadruple double, and they'll give you, like, 2,000 MT. I mean, if you get a quadruple double in a game, I should be getting, like, 20,000 MT, not 2,000. And, again, like, some of these are just completely insignificant. Like, get 6 blocks in a game with a single player to get 400 MT. Like, again, getting 6 blocks in a game, like, if I want to do that, I'll probably have to go play a single player challenge to do that, which I probably don't want to do if there's not a single player challenge that doesn't really interest me at the time. And if I'm in head to head, I'm probably not going to get 6 blocks in a game with a player. People just shoot too much from the outside, and it's just not realistic. People, quit early sometimes. So these daily trials, I like the idea of rewarding you every day. Having new challenges to play the game, but I don't think I like the fact that they're in-game based. That kind of forces me to change my style of play if I want to get the rewards, and I'm not going to do that for an additional, 500 MT here, 300 MT here. I'll get to goals in a second, but I think essentially there should be like daily and or weekly goals or trials, whatever they want to call it. I'd probably call it goals. If we go here into the goals, like you complete a list of 5 things and you get a reward. Like at the end, the completionist, you complete these 5 things, you get 3,000 tokens. Obviously you can't even complete this yet because you have to complete all 3 20th anniversary cover collections. So what I would want to see is daily and or weekly goals, where you come in and, and this could even be in game, you got to score, 40 points in a game with a player. You got to get a triple double with a player. You got to get, 4 blocks in a game with a player. Maybe there's also other things like just win 5 games in triple threat online, win 3 games in MyTeam Unlimited, beat 2 single player challenges, and for each one you complete you get a reward, and then if you complete all of them you get additional award. That would be, I don't know if they keep the tokens, I'll get to that in a minute, but ideally they give you either MT and not just 1,000 MT. If I complete all that in a day, I probably want give me like 7,500 to 10,000 MT. I don't think that's too much to ask. And then they could have either do weekly ones too, that's a longer list, or if you do every single daily objective list, you get a larger reward for doing all 7 in a given week. I just think that would give players more incentive to play on a daily basis, different goals to achieve, and it would just add another elements to the game that would make it more fun and intriguing each day you play. You have something that you're going towards, rather than, you have the collections, obviously, which I'll get to in a few minutes when we get down there, but that would just provide more to do on a daily basis rather than just having that one ultimate goal of achieving your card collection. So now to token rewards. I talked about this in my Derrick Rose pack opening a little bit, so I'll just touch on it a little bit. I go in a little more in depth there, but basically I don't like the token system as it is. Basically you can only use tokens right now to get non-auctionable cards, and the only way you can use it to get actual auctionable cards and turn that into MT is when the token market is open. As you can see, it is open now with the Derrick Rose packs, but the token market is only open basically once or only open for a week time span every like 6 to 8 weeks on average, which just isn't enough. If they keep tokens, which honestly I would just turn it into MT. Give us MT instead of tokens. But if you keep tokens, I want I'm okay with the non-auctionable stuff, but if we have to have tokens, I think that there shouldn't be these restrictions, like I need to have 10 rubies before I can purchase an amethyst. I need to have 10 amethysts before a diamond, 10 diamonds before a pink diamond, 5 pink diamonds before I can get a galaxy opal. If I'm right away, and I'm okay with them raising the token price for this, like, obviously if I get 750 tokens in the first, 6 weeks, I shouldn't be able to get a galaxy opal yet. So if they want to raise, or if they even want to restrict the Galaxy Opal set, not have it come out until a certain time, like December or something, I'm fine with that. But I don't like that I have to, especially this time of year, like, I could have used my tokens on a Galaxy Opal. I could have got a few more when I pulled the Derrick Rose packs and used them on a Galaxy Opal. But I couldn't because I still had to go through this Ruby, Amethyst, Diamond, and Pink Diamond tier and spend over 1,000 tokens in order to even be able to purchase a Galaxy Opal, which costs 750 tokens. I just don't like that system. I think if I want to purchase a Pink Diamond, I should be able to without having to purchase a certain number of all these other ones. Now moving on to single player. I liked the triple threat. Single player triple threat. It gave you tokens, but I thought it was still good. You didn't have to play all that much to get the tokens. However, obviously, what you can turn the tokens into is the biggest problem, not being rewarded the tokens. So, again, it's focusing on what you can use the tokens on, not as much the token rewards itself. And if they don't address what you can use the tokens on, I would, again, just turn that into MT. Now moving on to domination, I think it's probably the best single player experience you can have in terms of the rewards, the game in game out rewards, as well as the rewards at the end of each domination. I just really liked it. I didn't really play it much this year because I didn't really get into MyTeam until a little after Christmas. Because I didn't like MyTeam last year, and I was playing a lot of My Career before that. But I'd played it in the past, and from what I understand, the domination is basically, the same system as in years past, and I'm glad they brought that back, even though I didn't do much of it. Moving on to challenges. Now, my problem with challenges is that there isn't enough moment integration or situational challenges. I want more challenges where I can be placed in a situation, say it's the fourth quarter, and there's 3 minutes left and I'm down, 12 points. I want more challenges like that. And to even go further, I think they should make more challenges based on real life situations that happen in games. So let's say the Lakers were playing the Warriors and the Lakers were, down by 16 with 8:26 to go in the third quarter. And they mounted a comeback and ended up winning that game. If I was put in that situation, I would lower the time limit a bit. I don't like extensively long challenges. But if I was put in that situation, like a similar situation, where I was down 16 against the Warriors, and, I had to mount that comeback in order to get a reward, I would, I'd be all for that. Another thing I don't like is how low the MT rewards are for these. 200 MT, 4, 6, 800, 1200. I know you get the tokens at the end, but again, going back to what the tokens are actually used for, that's the big problem right now with that. So even though you're getting a pretty decent number of tokens, what the tokens are being used for isn't, all that great. So I would like more moments style challenges. Now, if we look at the moments challenges themselves, they only come out like once a week. There's usually one single player and one multiplayer moments challenge available. Now, again, the rewards are, 8,000 MT is not bad. 20 tokens is not bad. I want more of them. I want more moments challenges. I want more shorter game experiences. Now, obviously, if there's more of them and the rewards are like we see now, I'd be okay with that as long as they're escalating rewards, but we're not seeing a lot of them now, so I don't like that we're starting low in the MT reward bank and we are ending low. We're starting at 200 and ending at 1,200 for the weekly challenges. I don't like that. Now, if there was more and they were shorter games, now they did change it a little bit. They are, some of them are moments, but once you get into the sequence a bit, you do start to get back to full games, or full games with conditions. You gotta score 50, or something like that, in order to win. And I'm okay with that too, but I think the restrictions should be a conditional thing, not necessarily a requirement. So if you get 50 points, you should get an extra reward. I don't think you should be inhibited from getting the reward based on that. And if they do inhibit you, I think the overall reward should be higher. If I have to score 50 points or I have to get 25 points with one player. Now, I'm not saying that's difficult, but I'm just saying I'd like to be rewarded more is basically the overall overarching point that I'm making with this. Now with schedule challenges, I heard these were a grind. I came in towards around Christmas time, a little after Christmas, towards the new year, playing MyTeam consistently. And so I didn't really complete, maybe I did one or two here or there early on, but I didn't really complete these. I heard these were a grind, and you look at again. All these games, and game 14, you get 1,500 MT. And then I get for the last game, Bucks and Kings Premier Award. It's just, I don't want to go through all these games and only get rewarded with that. I need more MT. I need more packs. I should get like a 5-pack bundle at the end of that, not just one pack, because we all know one pack, yeah, you could pull something great, but what are the odds of you pulling something great? Not high. Especially now when those packs are basically obsolete. Like, what's the highest card you can get? Like a Ruby that goes for like 2,000 MT at most right now. It's just not worth it. I would eliminate the schedule challenges and put in more moments challenges and more situational based challenges and really focus on that. I don't like the schedule challenges. Yeah. So moving on to multiplayer, looking into MyTeam Unlimited. I don't like the reward structure for MyTeam Unlimited. Again, there's this overarching theme of rewards. Like, we don't get rewarded enough for the time put in. If I win 6 games, I get 1,500 MT, 6 tokens, and a Madness award pack, which isn't that great. And they actually improved that for May and June. Towards the end of the year, these rewards were not great at all for a vast majority of the year. Like some of these rewards now, you look and you're like, okay, they're not terrible, but again, they're not great for the time we are in the year. Like, they started out bad, and now the rewards are what I would like to see, in October and November, and we're in May and June. So I don't like that. I don't hate the system. Like, okay, there's an incentive to going 12-0. This month you get a Galaxy Opal George Gervin. And if you get that 12th win, you get the Larry Johnson. However, there's just so much wrong with the stability of online play. Being disconnected, desyncs and all that. The servers going out. It's difficult to go 12-0 at times. And it's not even your fault some of the times. You could just be disconnected from the servers. The servers could go out. There could just be a problem with the connection with the player that you're playing against. So I think that should be changed a little bit. I don't think you should have to go 12-0. Maybe 12-1, or maybe even just winning 12 games. Yeah, so that's really my take on MyTeam Unlimited. Now moving on to Triple Threat Online. I think this is out of the park. They nailed Triple Threat Online, in my opinion. I have played this by far the most of any other game mode in MyTeam in NBA 2K19. I absolutely love the idea of a 3-on-3. I take my three best players, here, Kobe, Kareem, and Magic. I go up and play against another guy's three best players to 21, win by 2. I love it. The one thing I would change, it's pretty small, honestly, but I would change, the court. I don't love the court that we play on, or I think we should be able to play on different courts. Like, if I could play on a rooftop, at night, if I could play in different places, if I could play, in Rucker Park on the streets, I think that would be cool, like the blacktop mode, if I could play on courts like that. But then, again, that's pretty small. I know with Triple Threat Online, a lot of people's complaints would be rewards, and my complaints have been a lot rewards for some of the other stuff. But honestly, again, I did the video with how much MT you could make playing Triple Threat Online. You can make a lot. I know it's little by little by little, but again, these are short games, and that was really going back to my point with the moments challenges. You can have smaller amounts of MT, you can have smaller rewards, but if you have more games and shorter games, then that adds up, and your time investment to getting MT, to getting packs, to getting players, to getting all these items ends up being worth it. I think a lot of times we look at, small increments. I put in an hour, how much time do I get in? Or how much MT output do I get in if I put in an hour? But if you look at an overall body, you get a lot of MT for playing Triple Threat Online, as well as packs, as well as diamond shoes, diamond contracts, tokens, all this stuff. One more thing I forgot I would put. I want cards. I want the moments cards and some of the limited time cards in Triple Threat Online. Or I think they should bring back, I think it was 2K17 had where you could get, at the end, you could get the Isaiah Thomas would fall on your board. I think there should be tier boards. So if I get to the 5 ball drops before I get to 3 losses, there should be a prestige system, and there should be additional rewards that should continue to go. I should continue to get 5 ball drops until I get 3 losses, and those rewards I get for each win, because I'm at the highest level I can be, they should be more, and I should be able to get the best rewards. And that's when you should see those players, those high overall players come in, or those exclusive Triple Threat Online players come in. So that's how I would approach, or I would like to see Triple Threat Online. However, I think it's pretty good as it is. If they brought it back the same, I would, be pretty happy with that. But obviously some change is always good, as well. Now moving on to multiplayer challenges. For me, this is very similar to the single-player moments challenges in that they reward pretty good rewards. 3,000 MT is pretty good, and 10 tokens is pretty good. But again, I would apply the same philosophy I do here with the single-player moments challenges. I want more, and if the MT token pack rewards, whatever they end up doing, is lower at the beginning to start, but if it's an 8 to 10 game sequence each week and it starts low but it ends really good, I'd be all for that. At the end of the day, I just want more contents in the the multiplayer challenges, and I want more rewards tied to that content. Now, moving on to the pack market. So my biggest gripe with the pack market is the currencies. So I don't like that bundles can only be purchased with VC. I think there should also be an MT amount there. Now I understand why it's only VC. I mean, they want to provide an incentive for you to buy VC. Whereas you can just earn MT, and if you just earn that in-game currency, you wouldn't be buying VC, and 2K wouldn't get that money. I get that, but for the player, for what I want to see, I want every pack to be purchasable with every currency available in the mode. Now, again, if that currency is MT, if it's VC, if they bring tokens back, I should be able to purchase these packs and bundles with tokens as well. Now, obviously, I see why 2K wouldn't do that, or would be hesitant to do that, because it will affect their bottom line. However, again, as a player, I want to see that. I don't have a major problem with the types of packs. I think they're pretty good. I like the limited time cards they put in, especially like the limited number cards. I think that's obviously there's pros and cons. There's something very, very sought after to chase for. However, again, with like Kobe Bryant, there's only 81 of these signature limiteds. With Michael Jordan, there's only 23 of those. And those are, the regular Galaxy Opal is pretty good, but the signature limited is, goes into that GOAT status as potentially one of the best players, if not the best player in MyTeam. Whereas the Galaxy Opal sort of just gets bunched in with other Galaxy Opal guards that are statted pretty similarly. So as for packs, I would also like odds. Now, I know there's a whole thing going on legally that they might, Madden has put their odds out. I don't know logistically if that's something 2K is going to have to do in 2K20. Put the odds of getting a signature limited Kobe, the odds of getting a Galaxy Opal Kobe, things like that. As well, I don't know the future of VC and microtransactions. It seems like a process like that. Now, to my understanding, it's just a bill proposed in Congress. So I don't know how long that's going to take and the precedent that's going to set and the loopholes that are going to be able to be created in order to still have some sort of microtransaction. However, right now, the assumption will be, in my eyes, that VC is going to come back. There's going to be microtransactions of some sort. Will it be toned down? Maybe. We'll see. But that is my 2 cents on packs going forward. VC prices, I'm not going to get into. They're outrageously priced. I'll just put it like that. Moving on to the auction house. I don't have much to say about the auction house. I love the bidding system. I love that you could go and, select a card. And if I had, 300k MT and I wanted to make sure that I got this Galaxy Opal cover athlete, Derrick Rose, I could, and the current bid was, 215,000 MT. I wanted to make sure I got it. I can bid 300k, and if it only sells for 230k MT, I get the card plus a 70k MT back. I really like that. I don't have much else to say about the auction house. Maybe I wish there were some more specific filters by overall, as opposed to just the type of card in terms of what color it is or what program it is. So that's really all I got to say about the auction house. Now, moving on to collections. I want more to be able to collect. Like, you can collect some jerseys and stuff, and then there's others you can't. Like, why can't I collect these uniforms? I should be able to collect them for some sort of reward. Whether that's tokens, whether that's MT, whether that's a player, whether that's packs. I should be able to collect them for some sort of reward. Also, if they do this card collecting thing with collector levels, I want more tiers of the levels. So essentially, 1,250 cards collected is a Diamond Andre Kirilenko. Now it's 1,750 is the next tier. That's 500 cards for 100,000 MT, which is solid. It's actually a solid reward. And honestly, I don't have a problem with some of these rewards. They're okay. But I want more tiers because how long is it going to take you to get 500 cards? Especially when you're considering in season. Now you're like, well, I could get them easily. But during the season, it could be months. And it probably will be months unless you spend, hundreds of dollars on VC and you're pulling packs and you're getting the cards and you're selling them to get MT, which you use to buy the cards. If they do not change the number of tiers, like there should be a 1,400 tier, a 1,500 tier, 1,650 tier. There should be more tiers with rewards. Now, if they don't do that, I want to be able for these uniforms and stuff to count for the collections. Or excuse me, I want the shoes and stuff to be able to count towards collections. Actually, the uniforms, do they count? I don't think they count towards the collections. So if they don't count, I want them to count. I don't think they count. But yeah, I want them to count. If they don't, yeah, I'm not entirely sure if they count. I know the shoes don't count. I think the shoes should count if they don't change the tiers. I'm not advocating for, badges to count. They're, contracts. Obviously, we're going way too far with that. I don't want any of that to count, but uniforms like this, again, I don't know if they count. If they do, that's great. Have them count again. If they don't, they need to count. Now, again, these uniforms I can redeem for rewards. Why can't I redeem these uniforms for rewards? Why can't I redeem coaches for rewards? Why can't I redeem historic arenas for rewards, playbooks for rewards, historic logos for rewards? I should be able to do that, especially considering you can for some, like the earned uniforms and the city uniforms. So that's my major thing with the collections. I don't hate that you have to collect all these cards in order to get this Galaxy Opal Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't hate that. I think that's fine. Now, again, there should be more tiers so I'm rewarded, because how many people get to this tier, percentage-wise, out of the entire community? It's a low percentage, and it should be a low percentage. I don't think everyone should be able to get this card. But I want to be rewarded more in these intermediate levels. So I feel like at least I'm getting something out of these, collecting these cards. So that is the end of it. I guess I'll touch on locker codes really quick. I really don't have any problems with locker codes. They do them fairly consistently. People don't like that the real, rewards that you want are in the corners, like the cards, the pink diamond cards and stuff. But that's how it should be, in my opinion. Like, it shouldn't be in a rarely accessible position where, you can easily drop it in a specific spot and it'll have a very high probability of landing in the slot you want to get that card. It should be something that not a lot of people get, because if a lot of people get it, the card value tanks and that card's not valuable anymore, and it's not really a reward anymore. That's all that valuable, that's highly sought after. It could have been going for 120k MT, now it goes for 40. there's pros and cons to that, but obviously everyone having cards, in my opinion, isn't the best solution, at least during the season. Now, when we get into July and August, if everyone has Galaxy Opals, honestly, I don't care. But I don't want everyone to have, all the high overall diamonds and pink diamonds in, December. So I want them to continue locker codes. I'm glad they don't do timed locker codes in terms of like quantity, like timed quantity, like there's only a certain number. If you type it in within the first, 0.1 seconds, you get the reward. Otherwise, good luck. So that is my wish list for NBA2K20's MyTeam mode. I know it ran pretty long, but I did have a lot of thoughts. I think the mode is pretty good in terms of how it's progressed over the years. It's progressed a lot. Now, does it need to progress more? Is there more that needs to be added? Obviously, we'd like to see consistent progression year to year. However, I like how the modes progressed from, remember 2K13 when it was introduced? You're talking bare bones. There wasn't an auction house. You couldn't really play single player. It was just multiplayer games, and it was just like one-off games. There wasn't the multiplayer MyTeam Unlimited or anything like that where you got rewards based on the number of wins you got. Triple Threat Online's been added. So much has been added. I want to see more, obviously. Year to year, you want to see more, but I really like where the mode is right now. I got back into playing it for a reason. There was some compelling stuff, especially Triple Threat Online. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you have any thoughts. And I will see you in the next video.